Hello everyone, I welcome you all once again to my series of lecture that is Understanding Pharmaceutical Science with Dr. Hariharan. So today we are going to discuss about the simplex optimization technique. So one of the most widely used optimization technique for the fermentation media. So this is the one of the very easiest technique to perform for optimization with a very limited number of experiments. So in this lecture I will elaborately illustrate you how to perform this simplex optimization technique. So before getting into it, let us having a basic understanding about fermentation. So fermentation is a metabolic or biochemical process. In this what happens is that the microorganism, which may be a bacteria, yeast, fungi or actinomycetes, which utilizes the substrate in the form of nutrients which is present in the media, then through its biochemical pathway like glycolysis, Krebs cycle or any biochemical pathway, it forms a particular product which is of an industrial importance one. So it is simply a metabolic pathway, thereby we will get the product. For example, so if you see the alcohol fermentation, otherwise if we consider an antibiotic fermentation, penicillin production, what happens is that penicillin notatum will consume the nutrients from the media, and through its biochemical pathway what happens, it forms the beta lactam ring and finally it produces a penicillin, an antibiotic, right? So likewise what happens is that the products which is generally produced through this fermentation is because of this metabolic pathway. So the metabolic product is of industrial importance. This may be a primary metabolite like a glutamic acid or a secondary metabolite like penicillin, an antibiotic or a vitamins or an alcohol, right? So if you see, to perform a fermentation, the major one is the fermentation media. So what happens is we have find out the microorganism which has an ability to produce a particular product. The next major work is the fermentation media designing. So if you see, all the microorganism requires nutrients for its survival and growth. Once the microorganism grows, then only it has an ability to form the product. So all microorganism to grow, what it needs is it needs water. It needs energy in the form of a carbon source, then it needs nitrogen source, minerals, vitamins or certain particular substrate for its growth. So along with this, what we will keep in a design that this nutrient itself work as a substrate for the microorganism for the production. Thereby the fermentation media basic designing will start. So once we are designing a particular fermentation media, we have to understand the biochemical pathway. Thereby we can come with a particular list of nutrients which is needed for the growth as well as for the product formation. So for this what we need is, for each individual fermentation process, we need to detailed investigation about its biochemical pathway, about the product formation, product stability, everything will be analyzed until we design a most suitable medium. So one of the part to get a best medium is the optimization of these constituents. That means how much is needed for each source, whether it's a carbon source, how much it is needed, nitrogen source, how much it is needed, it should be optimized. So this can be done by various techniques. If you see, if I tell once consider about the optimization, our objective should be very clear. Whether we need a biomass growth, that is the microbial population growth, or product formation. If my objective is only a biomass growth, then at the end of an optimization process, what happens is that my media can produce a high productivity of biomass, but it is not necessarily best suited for the product formation. So likewise, if my objective is product formation, the optimized media can favor the product formation in large quantities, but not necessarily to be suited for the biomass growth. So likewise, while doing optimization, we should be very clear with our objective. What is our objective? Whether it's a biomass or a product formation. So based on this, we have to go for an optimization. There are various techniques are available for the optimization. So the different methods of optimization, if you see, the first one is the classical method. So it's a very simple method. So we have a fermentation media composition. What we will do is we will keep particular variable, for example carbon source, we will vary it, whereas other sources like nitrogen, hydrogen, oxygen, we keep constant. So what happen is, if we run different experiments, I can optimize the carbon source. Then I will take the optimized carbon source and we keep other variables also constant. Then we start a next variable to get optimized, like nitrogen source. So we will perform many number of experiments. It's a very time consuming one. So nowadays it is no longer useful. So the second technique is the factorial design. So in this, what we can do is, if there is a least number of variable, we can do the factorial design. For example, if you want to optimize carbon and nitrogen source with 2 or 3 different levels, we can easily do it with a factorial design. So once the levels as well as the number of variables increases, this factorial design will become a difficult one. It is not easy to perform it. Then the third one comes, which is the Plankett-Burman design. This I have given a video already available on this topic. So this design is particularly important to optimize more than 5 variables with a least number of experiments. Out of this, we can easily identify which source is very important for the biomass or whatever our objective is, that product formation, or which variable is least important, that we can find out. And further we can do optimization with Box-Wilson method and Hendricks method also. So the final one is the simplex optimization technique. That's we are going to discuss elaborately in this lecture. So simplex optimization technique is the most preferred technique when there is 2 variables and we can easily get an optimized level with a limited number of experiments. So in this technique, if you see, in an initial experimental condition, just we select 2 experimental conditions. So then we create a third experimental condition, which is equidistance from both these things. Then we perform the third. This we will get a 3 vertices. It forms a simplex. That means, consider initially I am starting an experiment with a point A, that is a carbon source and a nitrogen source, and I am doing another experiment at point B. I have 2 vertices, point A and B. The distance between point A and B, I am creating a third vertex, that is point C, which is equidistance, which forms a triangle. This one we call as a simplex. So by using this simplex, through reflection, we can optimize it very easily. So this technique works based on the principle that based on first simplex, we can identify a new experimental condition. So this will continue until an optimized level is reached. So this I will show you how this simplex has been constructed in a series and how the optimized condition is reached. So consider an example. So we want to perform a simplex optimization technique of 2 variables of a particular antibiotic production. Consider a carbon source and a nitrogen source, right? So if you see in the graph, what I have taken is, I have taken in the x-axis the carbon source and the y-axis a nitrogen source. So initially I am starting an experiment at a particular point, that is point A, which have a particular carbon and nitrogen source. I will perform an experiment for an antibiotic. Then I will choose another point, that is B. Then I will perform an experiment at that particular carbon and nitrogen source. I will get the results. Then the distance between A and B, I will create a new point C. Then at point C, I will perform it. So if you see how I am plotting these values step by step, if you see that, so I am performing the first experiment at vertex A. Consider this as an experiment A. So at point A, I have a carbon source, nitrogen source. It produces a particular antibiotic. So based on this, what I am doing, I am selecting a second point, that is point B, which is a new set of carbon and nitrogen source. Then I will perform an experiment. Then I will get a reading. So now A to B, I am drawing a line, so which is have a particular distance. Then from A, the same distance I am keeping a point C. From B, at the same distance, the point C is there. So I am drawing a line. So now I have a line AC from A to C, from BC, B to C, which is equal distance with AB. So it is an equilateral triangle. So this is called as simplex. So in this, the point C is the new experimental condition. So at this new experimental condition are having a different concentration of carbon and nitrogen. So I will prepare a media, perform an experiment, then I will assess the antibiotic concentration, right? Then next what I am doing is I am analyzing the results of these three experiments. At point A I have an experiment A particular antibiotic yield. At point B I have performed the experiment B, which is having a particular antibiotic yield. At point C I have an experiment C, which is having a particular antibiotic yield. So now analyze which one is the worst response. So out of these three readings, one particular point it will be worst. For example, consider in this experiment, the experiment A is the worst result and experiment B is the best result. So based on this, I am producing a reflection. So how I am producing a reflection, I will show. Reflection is simply a mirror image of A. So now we consider the triangle that I have shown in the picture. So we have in x-axis the carbon source and in the y-axis I have a nitrogen source. I have already drawn a triangle ABC. Now out of this, the worst concentration is A. Now I need a reflection of A. That means I have to create a point of A in the opposite direction. So in this experiment we are creating a point D. So how we can get this point is that the line BC, from point A I am drawing a centroid. That means I am making a center line through the BC from point A until it reaches point D. So the point D where it will be is that, so the centroid which is going through BC to point A, that is the distance is EZ, the same equidistance we are making the point D. So this D is the reflection. So through this reflection what we are getting is that a new point. So we have drawn a line from point A through centroid BC. So we got a new experimental condition, that is point D. So this point D will have a equal distance, that is B to D, C to D and B to C, all are equal distance. So a new simplex is created. So this new experimental condition, we will run the experiment having a new carbon and nitrogen source. Then we will assess the readings. Out of this B, C and D, which is the worst one? Then based on the worst, we will create the next reflection. So we got a results at this point D. So we will analyze the reading antibiotic yield of point B, C, which is already there. A new antibiotic reading D, we will get it. Then we find the worst. Then the next simplex is constructed, right? So this simplex is constructed in a series manner. So if you see how the series of simplex is constructed, it is like a crab wise, we will go one by one until we reach an optimum concentration. So how we are getting this optimum concentration? If you see that I have shown in the figure. So initially what we are having is the ABC simplex. So A is the worst concentration. So we are getting a reflection at point D. So the new triangle which is created is the BCD. So in this we are seeing out of this which one is the worst concentration, we find C. Then we are creating an opposite point, that is E. So then we get a new simplex, that is BDE. Then out of this, if you see B is the worst, then we are creating a new point F. So we get another simplex DEF. We will continue until a flip-flop is reached. So after we are getting a triangle, that is G, H and I, we find that H is the least one. So we are creating another simplex at J. So we are drawing a triangle, that is GJI. So we perform a new experimental condition. So the worst reading is J, means what will be the next reflection? It will be H. So the flip-flop will start happening from the point G. So in this one, the optimized level is the point G. So the level at point G, the carbon and nitrogen source is considered an optimum one. So thereby we can easily identify the optimum source. So thank you very much for patiently listening this technique, simplest optimization technique. So you continually view my future lectures on the fermentation technology also. Thank you very much.